A stolen plate is usually the first clue something bigger is hiding underneath. But tonight in West Memphis, that small detail is about to trigger a chain reaction of high-risk police pursuits across multiple states. From wrong-way interstate driving to suspects bailing into fields, every second of these chases pushes officers to make split-second decisions.
It was March 25th, 2025, West Memphis, Arkansas, when a Trooper Evans spots a white Ford Edge wearing a stolen Tennessee plate. And when a stolen plate doesn't match the car, 9 out of 10 times, the car is stolen. And spoiler, this case made it 10 out of 10, but before backup even arrives, the driver decides patience is for people with valid licenses and no warrants, and floors it straight out of the Exxon.
Should be Bravo Delta X-ray 9090.
1037. Take off line.
23 on 14, 14 service road, we'll be heading westbound.
The Ford Edge blasts through 4 do not enter signs like they were decorations, jumps into the wrong lanes, and immediately forces drivers to dodge for their lives. At one point, a sedan literally has to swerve into another lane just to avoid a head-on collision. And if you're thinking, surely it can't get worse than that, oh, just wait. The suspect then enters Interstate 40, going the wrong way.
What's the supervisor advise?
We're at the 281 westbound. We're coming up to MLK now.
Shoot.
This SUV passes 49 cars while driving head-on into traffic at 60 miles per hour. Most people panic when they accidentally miss an exit. This guy missed the entire concept of traffic laws, and once the suspect exited the interstate, Trooper knew he had to end it now. The SUV gets shoved off the roadway and now it's officially a foot race. Both suspects sprint through a field toward railroad tracks, but adrenaline only takes you so far. Orange is caught first. Harris gets grabbed moments later and suddenly the running stops. In the end, both Harris and Orange go to jail with a long list of charges, including reckless driving, fleeing, theft by receiving, tools for auto theft, no insurance, and enough traffic violations to fill a notebook. The Ford Edge was confirmed stolen, the tag was stolen, and the suspects were definitely not criminal masterminds. In Los Angeles on July 12, 2025, 2 teenagers in a stolen Dodge Charger thought they could outsmart the LAPD helicopter flying right above them. And if you know anything about LA pursuits, you already know that's a terrible idea. Fun fact, no one has ever outrun an LAPD helicopter, ever. But these two were about to try anyway, turning the 110 freeway into their own personal racetrack.
LA 1552 exit to Pico. Speeds of over 70.
Over 1,000.
Stop! LA 1552 making a right onto Pico. 1028.
you're going to with the left on Figueroa. S4 speed is
LA 1552 just ran through a red. Light traffic.
1552 ran through a red. Light traffic.
Okay, LAPD Air 3 on the black northbound Figueroa approaching Olympic.
LAPD Air 3 northbound Figueroa approach.
LA 1552 permission.
Westbound Olympic from Figueroa.
Westbound Olympic from Figueroa. 52.
Be advised, you took this route earlier. It's possibly going to get back on the 110 south.
CHP officers intercepted the Charger near Vernon Avenue, and instantly the tone shifted. The chase went from wild to downright dangerous. The teens blasted across multiple freeways, dove into city streets, squeezed between cars, and pushed the Charger like it was stolen, because it was.
Stand by for direction here. He's probably going to get back on the 110 south.
Northbound 1 over the 110. Air 3
Be getting on the 110 south about 50 miles an hour. 110 south from Olympic.
Air 3 northbound 110, 50 miles an hour from Olympic. Air 3 up.
Light traffic. Speeds over 100.
This is going to be light, about 80 to 90 miles an hour.
Air 3 light traffic, 80 to 90 miles an hour.
Yep, exit sentry off. Sentry off.
Southbound 110 at Century.
That's Century from the 110.
Exiting from the 110.
The pursuit stretched through Los Angeles like a domino chain of bad decisions until CHP finally saw the opening they needed.
Southbound Grand coming for 108.
Clear left.
Air 3
Yeah, clear
southbound
lanes for me,
Grand
okay?
108.
Clear lanes for me. 111.
Go with the speed, the first 111.
It's going to be a
Let me see your hands! Open the doors! Roll down the window! You can open it, yeah! Alright, face the car. Face the car. Hop out, face the car!
The real twist didn't show up until later that night. When the tow yard inspected the car, they found a loaded Glock with 14-round magazine, no registered owner, completely unaccounted for. The driver, Antoine Yvonne Aguilar, was booked for vehicle theft and felony evasion. The passenger, Anthony Vera Morelos, had a warrant waiting for him and went straight to jail. It was May 28, 2021, when a trooper in Talbot County clocked a gray Nissan doing 103 miles per hour in a 65 zone. But here's the kicker. Inside that speeding car wasn't just a driver and a passenger. There was also a baby strapped in a car seat, because apparently nothing says family bonding like a felony-level chase.
Hey there, what's going on, boss?
Normally we expect on speed on work and
Alright, let me get your driver license, boss. Yes, sir, miss, we ain't gonna step on out the car for me real quick, boss.
When the trooper approached, the driver, later identified as Antoine Barnes, admitted his license was suspended, but instead of owning up, he looked at his passenger, grabbed the gear shift, and took off with the hazard lights on, which might just be the most ironic detail of this entire chase.
Vehicle's going to be a gray Nissan Altima. Can you say your location again? Road 98, 6 miles.
Barnes flew down State Route 96 at over 110 miles per hour, weaving through traffic. The trooper tried to give him a chance to pull over safely, especially with that baby in the back, but Barnes wasn't having it. He crossed into oncoming lanes, ignored every order, and kept pushing it.
Stay route 22. Stay route 41.
Over.
Westbound. Don't go.
That's with it. Come on, we're trying to.
Eventually, the trooper decided enough was enough. Waiting for a clear stretch of road, he lined up for a pit maneuver.
Driving the wrong way on an interstate instantly turns a pursuit into a public safety nightmare. At 60 miles per hour, every approaching car becomes a potential head-on collision. Troopers now face a brutal decision: back off and risk losing the suspect, or stay close enough to end it quickly.
926. Over here, look.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground now!
The baby was safe, the mother terrified, and Barnes? Well, he claimed he ran because he was scared. Turns out he had every reason to be. His real name wasn't even the one he gave, and his license was suspended with multiple active warrants for robbery, theft, and probation violation. So here's the question. If you already have a rap sheet that long, why add fleeing with a baby in the car to it? Maybe Barnes thought family time meant something else entirely. If you've ever wondered what happens when someone steals a Porsche Cayenne and thinks they can treat rush hour roads like a Need for Speed tutorial, well, this is your episode in Little Rock, Arkansas, on July 15th, 2023. At around 10 p.m., Little Rock PD calls for backup. They're chasing a stolen Porsche driven by a man in a bright red hoodie, making him the easiest suspect to identify since Waldo.
This is primary, secondary on third. This is continuing northbound and 36. Speed about 45 right there. Right here in front of you. 36. They're going to say right there. Stop right here, the Chino Street, that's the right spot. And I'll be trying to let go. I'm trying to get this thing fit.
And then, classic stolen car behavior. All three occupants bail, sprint across the interstate, and vanish into the woods. But only one of them forgot the #1 rule of fleeing suspects. Don't wear a bright red hoodie at night when cops have flashlights. The driver and the modified Glock were handed over to Little Rock PD. The two passengers pulled a disappearing act into the woods, but with evidence like this, it's probably only a matter of time before their luck runs out. It was December 23, 2021, when a Garden City officer reported a black SUV fleeing a stop. And even though they weren't pursuing, the SUV made itself pretty obvious. It blew past Trooper Belcher at high speed, ran a red light, and then immediately jumped into the wrong lanes like it was trying to speed run how to cause a head-on collision.
911.
Show me 1080.
You said 1080?
10-4 heading east on Bay Street into Savannah. East on Bay Street into Savannah. Coming up 516. We're getting on Augusta Ave, He tries to make this turn. I'm going to try to pit him. He's extremely reckless. Clear.
Negative.
Still heading east on Augusta, coming past Graham.
Driving 80 in a 40-mile-per-hour zone while weaving through traffic doesn't make you a better driver. It just makes your court date longer. From Augusta Avenue to Newell Street to Lathrop Avenue, Marcus pretty much treated every stop sign as decoration. And every time traffic slowed him down, he just jumped into the opposite lanes or onto turn lanes not meant for him.
Back into Savannah.
It's a black in color. Looks like a Mercedes SUV, 28's out of Georgia. Tom Adam Victor, 7432. TAB, 7432. Never mind, it's Tom Adam X-Ray. Tom Adam X-Ray, 7432.
4911.
We're on Newell Street, heading toward Lathrop.
And here's where things got serious. This was downtown Savannah. Pedestrians everywhere, tourists walking and kids nearby, the kind of environment where one wrong move can turn a chase into a tragedy. In seconds, Trooper Belcher knew he had to end it now.
Never mind, we're making a left on Bay. Clear, clear.
4911.
He's turn around.
Delta 1, go ahead.
Give me some Savannah units up here. I'm about to pit him around.
The driver, Marcus White, bailed out and ran, but after the trooper warned he'd deploy the taser, Marcus found out the hard way that running only delays the inevitable. Inside the SUV, troopers found over a pound of marijuana, dozens of baggies, a scale, methadone pills, basically everything you'd need to open a roadside pharmacy. Marcus was arrested and charged with DUI, reckless driving, fleeing, and more.
All right, here.
On August 9th in Detroit, 2 Michigan State troopers were wrapping up a traffic stop when chaos exploded across the street. Gunshots rang out and a suspect jumped back into his vehicle. The moment the troopers saw that door slam shut, everything changed. The stop became a pursuit and the chase was on.
7524. Turning in the liquor store off of Illinois.
We're heading that way.
Yes, sir.
20 modified track 6.
Clear.
Yeah, we got Bravo 34.
Alright, we're going to be getting on westbound 96 from Illinois.
Okay.
The suspect quickly blasted his way onto the interstate, but it was clear he wouldn't last long there either. Every turn he took was more reckless than the last, weaving through traffic, cutting cars off, and pushing speeds that had no business on a public road. And with an armed suspect who had already opened fire, more units began flooding in. Everyone knew this wasn't just a pursuit anymore. It was a race to stop someone who'd already shown he was willing to shoot.
Okay, talk to the driver.
Alright,
Airplane's around.
Southbound Grand River. Yeah, I'm actually at. Getting back on the exit. We got a service drive southbound, right.
21 of the major cross. Hang on 1 second.
But approaching passing Dover.
As the chase pushed on, it became clear the suspect's front tire was starting to fail. But even rolling on a dying wheel, he was still too unpredictable for a single unit to safely pit. So all Trooper could do was hold position and wait. And sure enough, a second unit joined moments later.
Coming up the Joy Road. Alright, looks like we are going to be through Livernois. On Joy Road, going eastbound.
Cody, come up front. Come up front. Come up front. I'm going front. Stop.
We got 2 units right now at Grand River.
Stop. Break.
Grand River.
Put your hands behind your back. Come here!
Both suspects bailed out and tried to make a run for it, but they didn't get far. Within seconds, troopers closed in, tackled them, and placed them in handcuffs. Just like that, the chaos was over, and both men were hauled into custody, bringing this dangerous chase to an end, and the suspects straight to justice. There's no official report released on this incident, but hopefully after a well-deserved stay in jail, these two finally learned their lesson. It was December 16th, 2023, and what starts as a simple lane change violation is about to turn into a rolling drug disposal operation across western Arkansas. Trooper Nelson is sitting in the median when a black Chrysler 200 glides past him, casually switching lanes without a turn signal. The second trooper, Nelson, flips on his lights. The Chrysler hits the gas and rockets westbound like it was offended by the idea of a traffic stop. Then Sergeant Roy Mooney slides in as primary, and instantly the suspects begin doing what suspects always do when they panic. Start throwing baggies out the window like they're trying to get rid of evidence in a video game.
I'll call it. Fortunes were 1037. 1047. Speed taking 540 south. Killing.
540 southbound. What are your speeds?
97. Get the fire set up somewhere. My bad, I'll call it. More switch on secondary. 2A. Yep. Heavy traffic.
2A, heavy traffic.
You got no flying out. Beat 111, fast 1, coming up to exit 3.
That's where 1A, speed 111.
We're trying to fit him now. Now, y'all be aware if he fits him, it's going to be shut down pretty quick, so just be mindful of that.
Chase progressed on Interstate 540, passing cars on the shoulder at high speeds, weaving into the grass median, and even tossing a full backpack off the Arkansas River Bridge. That's when you just know they're not running from a ticket. There's something big in that bag.
Speed 99, passing in the median.
He may lose it there.
He leaves it there. Medium.
Yeah, we got a little bit of heavy traffic up here. Trying to get me locked in a little bit. Stay down 50 miles.
17, hold the traffic back there, hold the traffic back there.
Yeah, enforcement.
One step out! One step out now!
Low speed or high speed, it doesn't matter. Corporal Matt Price finds his moment on the river bridge and performs a perfect tactical vehicle intervention. Troopers recover the tossed backpack. And here's where everything makes sense. 226 grams of marijuana, 446 grams of meth, plus more baggies scattered along the roadway. 3 suspects, all denying ownership, because apparently the drugs just magically appeared and followed them there. All 3, Brown Otter, Page, and Shepard, were arrested and taken to the Crawford County Detention Center on a list of charges long enough to need its own table of contents. On October 7th, 2022, things get far more serious than a casual Dodge versus Troopers showdown. Troopers were already on alert after Clayton County shared a bolo, a white Dodge Charger tied to a homicide, stolen the night before, and likely still occupied by their prime suspect. Trooper Camarade spotted it first. Then troopers boxed the Charger in, guns drawn, commands blasting through the PA system, and for a second, the driver pretended to listen. But you know how every horror movie has that one moment where you yell at the screen, "Don't fall for it."
I got you. Move back in.
This is the moment troopers wait for, a clear stretch of road and just enough control to attempt a pit maneuver. Done correctly, it spins the fleeing vehicle and ends the pursuit. Done wrong at this speed, it could send both cars out of control.
We got a pit.
Got a pit. Let me see it!
The Charger spun into the grass, tried to crawl back onto the road, and Trooper Camarade absolutely hammered it into a ditch. Now came the part nobody ever wants. The suspect refused to get out, kept revving the engine, and officers had no idea where his hands were, so troopers brought out their last resort, K9 Figo. But before Figo could secure the suspect, deputies yelled that he had a gun.
Pass up.
A single gunshot erupted from inside the car. Seconds later, multiple officers returned fire, and the scene fell silent. Figo was pulled out and rushed to a vet. The homicide suspect was pronounced deceased at the scene. If you've watched enough chases on this channel, you know things can go from chaotic to deadly in seconds. But what do you think? Should troopers deploy K9 on armed suspects hiding inside a vehicle? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious what you think about how this one played out. On December 5th, 2021, Perry County deputies had just chased him through city limits when he jumped into a stolen green Chevy S10 and took off. Trooper Belcher spots the stolen truck blowing through a four-way stop without even pretending to slow down. But seconds later, the chase begins on State Highway 60, with DeWeese pushing that old S10 to nearly 100 miles per hour.
He's not letting me.
Okay, be patient. Just wait your opportunity, put him in the ditch.
10-4, we're still west on Highway 60. I'm trying to get a location. I've got a deputy in front of me.
Every time the trooper tried to move in for a pit, Deweese swerved into the middle of the road like he was playing defensive lineman. And did you know most pit-resistant driving ends the exact same way? With the suspect running out of road?
We're turning on Crowley Lane.
Crowley Lane.
And this time, Deweese realized his luck, and his meth pipe had officially run out. He was pulled from the truck at gunpoint and cuffed before he could even think about bolting again. Deputies found the meth pipe in plain view on the seat because apparently hiding evidence was not part of the escape plan. Deweese was booked on more charges than the truck had miles, including felony fleeing, felony theft by receiving reckless driving, drug paraphernalia, and driving on a suspended license, because of course his license was suspended. The stolen Chevy was returned to its owner, only suffering minor damage. Honestly, it held up better than Deweese's plan.
Across every one of these pursuits, the outcome is the same. Reckless decisions eventually run out of road. Troopers rely on patience, teamwork, and precise tactics to bring these dangerous chases to an end. If you enjoy real police pursuit breakdowns, hit like and subscribe for more.